to our video about how to scrape data with TexAu. My name is Jesus Vasquez and I am the founder of Texpify. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit more about how we are using TexAu to scrape data from Facebook pages to use in our directories. But before we jump into that, I would like to talk to you about the pricing and explain to you a little bit more how it works. In reality, we like TexAu because it's much cheaper than contracting a VA, and it's definitely much cheaper than doing the work by hand. The work that TexAu does is comparable to the data that you will get if you were to go Facebook page by Facebook page, getting the data yourself. Before we jump into the pricing, I would like to talk to you a little bit more about what is TexAu. Basically, this is a no-code tool that is used for extraction and automation on the web. I personally use TexAu for marketing automation, for data scraping, but honestly, the opportunities are endless with TexAu. And we will look a little bit into what they do, what they don't, and hopefully give you a better idea of some opportunities that might be available to you. So how much does it cost? TexAu is divided into different versions. So they have the desktop and cloud version, and they have their desktop only version. For most of us, the desktop version is what you will need. I don't think you will need the desktop and cloud. The desktop and cloud version is much more expensive. I would recommend going with the desktop version. With that being said, the growth plan, their starter plan, it costs $10 per month, and it gives you 1 hour of automation per day, which comes down to about 33 cents per hour when you break it down. $10 divided by 30 hours per month. If you decide to go with a growth plan, it will cost you about $27 cents per hour, which is $49 per month for 10 hours of automations per day. Honestly, this is much cheaper than contracting a virtual assistant in any country. Lastly, TexAu have a free trial for 2 weeks. It's completely free. There are no credit cards required. You get 2 hours of automation, which take our execution time. You get access to all spices and you get access to all features. I will be sharing my promotional link in the description. If you decide to go with the promotional link, it's an affiliate link, so I will get a commission out of it. It won't cost you anything. But more importantly, you will get an extra hour per day for automation, which is really cool. That's something that we were able to negotiate with TexAu. I would like to show you a little bit more about the tool and how it looks. This is the actual desktop version. As you can see, they have automations for a wide number of tools. So you get Create List, Facebook, and you get Full Contact, website, Hunter.io, Instagram, LinkedIn, Quora, Slack, Snap.io, Wapalizer, Product Hunt, Twitter, Medium, Reddit, email, Google, YouTube, Drop Contact, The Checker, TrueMail, VerifyB, Pinterest. They're coming out with a number of automations for other websites and platforms as we speak, so pretty soon this number would be larger. But just to give you an idea of what you're able to do with TexAu, let's say for Instagram, while you might not be able to scrape any data out of Instagram, TexAu can help you build your audience by following people, liking Instagram posts automatically. You're able to extract Instagram posts from an account, or you can find the followers of your competitors and follow them, hoping that they discover you, follow you back, and you gain their businesses. They have a lot of automations available for Instagram. Another one that is really popular is LinkedIn. I personally don't do LinkedIn for my business, but they have a lot of automations available for LinkedIn that you might be interested in. And the list has grown since last time I checked, so yeah, they're developing really, really fast. And the one that we will be focusing on today is going to be the Facebook integration. So the Facebook integration, similar to the Instagram, you can send friend requests, you can extract the friends of a profile or the people that have liked a specific Facebook page, and you can send automatic messages, you can scrape a Facebook profile. There is a whole lot of things that you can do with the Facebook automations. The one that we will be focusing on today is the Strack Company Facebook About page. So when you utilize these spies, as they call it, this automation, this is the information that you're going to get back. You're going to get the page URL and the image and the banner URL, which you can import into your directory, and you're going to get back the page name, the search name, which is useless for most of us, and the founded date, and the mission, the about section, and the email, Twitter handle, business address, phone number, opening hours, followers, likes, category, and their website. So in order for you to use this automation, you will have to do some manual work. So it's not completely automated. There is some manual work that needs to get done in order for you to scrape the data from TexAu. You will want to use either a CSV file or a Google Sheet. I will be using today a CSV file, so this is the sample that I will be providing today. It requires you to use your Facebook account. Something I want to make you aware of is that by using this automation, this data scraper, or any other data scraper, you are risking of getting banned from Facebook. It's against their terms and conditions. So use this with caution. I personally use a different Facebook account that I don't care if they ban me, just because I don't want my main Facebook page, Facebook profile getting banned. But it's up to you. Use at your own risk. With that being said, I ask you for your Facebook C user cookie and SS cookie. What you want to do is you want to go to the Google Chrome store and you want to download the Google Chrome extension. So the Google Chrome extension, if you type TexAu, it will bring up the Google Chrome extension, and then you want to go to the Facebook site, open the Google Chrome extension, and you want to copy and paste this. Basically what it does is the TexAu is going to log into your site, to Facebook on your behalf with your cookies. Next thing you want to do is you want to open a Excel spreadsheet or any other spreadsheet that will allow you to export as an CSV file. I created a demo for this purpose, but I will be showing you step by step on how to get it done. Excuse me. With that being said, you have to go to the Facebook profiles from which you want to extract the data from. Once you're there, you must go to their About portion. If you try to scrape data from their home, it's not going to return any data. So keep that in mind. That's a really important step in order to make this work. So you go to their About portion. Once there, you copy from here and you're going to paste it in your spreadsheet. You can paste as many as you want. With that being said, I would say that for every hour you are probably going to be able to scrape 10 to 20. And you probably don't want to scrape more than that because you don't want to get your account banned, even if it's a demo account for this purpose. You probably want to make it last longer. So once you copy all of them one by one, I copy 4. You want to save it as a CSV file, which I already did. Mine is called demo CSV. And you want to go back to the TexAu tool. You want to select the file. On this plug here, you want to select page URL, and you want to click on execute CSV. As you can see here, the CSV file is working in the background, so we just have to wait a little bit. I ran the execution a few minutes ago, so basically we will go on this one to see, so you don't have to wait. As you can see, here is the log. It tells you whether or not the execution ran. When you click on results, it will show you exactly what results is returning. So this is what returning. It looks like there was one of them that didn't return anything. That's normal. Not all of them are going to be scraped. Sometimes you have to run them twice or 3 times. So there was an error when it was running the second one. Perfectly normal. From here, you want to download it on a CSV file. I'm opening the CSV file for you to see what it got back. So this is what I got back from TexAu. I'm opening Airtable, which I use to make that data look prettier and to be a little bit easier for me to upload that data into my directory site. If you do not have a directory site, then from here what you do, it will be different than what I will be doing, but in essence you probably want to do something along the lines. Probably use WP All Import if you are on WordPress. If you're importing that data into your CRM, then you use their CSV import. It's fairly easy, it's fairly straightforward, but you need to make sure that that data is that you don't lose the format, the CSV format, because most tools are going to require you CSV. While we open this, I want to remind you that in the description below there will be the link for the affiliate offer. Again, if you click on it, you will get an extra hour of automation per month. It doesn't cost you anything extra. That's just something that we have worked with TexAu, and we will get a commission out of it. It allows us to make more videos like this in the future. As you can see here, I'm working on bringing the data from a scrape that I did earlier this week. But basically, here is the name of the Facebook page, the category, and this is something that I do. So this is the main category, secondary category, the description, which is on the about us from what you're getting. So most of the time that will either be where is it? Here, right here on column H, the about. Then you got the address. I typically don't use the address, and this is something that I was testing. But basically, the address I typically do it manually, at least for my specific use case, using which city. This is the city in Spanish, right? I do it manually, and the email is provided by TexAu if it's available. the website again, provided if it's available, the phone number, and then the Facebook URL. This is something that I do manually. And then here you got the logo and feature image and cover image. Again, something that is provided by TexAu. As you can see right here, page URL is the logo and feature image, and image URL is the cover image, i.e. the banner, at least on Wheel City. From here, what you want to do is, I will be opening another tab here so I can show you. But basically from here, what you want to do is you want to download this data on a CSV file once you have it organized. You do not have to do this step. I just like doing it. Just make it a little bit easier for me at the time to upload, and you're going to see why this is important, at least for my workflow. It's less confusing and it helps me go faster in the process. Website is loading. I apologize for the delay. Unfortunately, the internet is a little bit slow. This is the day after we have been dealing with the winter weather here in Texas, and the internet and electricity has been in and out, so hopefully everything will work well. So here I'm using the WP All Import, which is a tool that is free. I decided to go with a pro plan for a variety of reasons. Number one is it's a one-time fee, but more importantly, it allows me to import other type of data if I decide to do so in the future. You want to click on upload a file. You want to select the CSV file, whether that is the raw data that you got from TexAu or the one that you make prettier using Airtable or any other tool. It's up to you. Really important, you want to use Google Chrome for this because a WP All Import works based on Google Chrome, based on my experience. Here I'm going to click on restaurants, which is the directory that I want to upload it to. You want to click on continue to step 2. During step 2 there's nothing that you have to do. You want to continue to step 3. And now here things hopefully will make a little bit more sense. So I cleaned up the data and I got rid of what wasn't important. These are the headers for the table, and you are going to drag and drag where they belong. So the name with the title, the description with the description, of course the logo with the logo, okay, here the feature image. Again, I use the same logo, cover image. We didn't get any gallery images, so that's something that you will have to do manually. The email belongs here, phone number, website. If you want to import the address, you can do so in this field. I decided not to do so because it's a hit or miss. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Down here, you want to import the Facebook. I never do the Twitter. If you decide to do the Twitter, if it's relevant in your country, then do so. But in my country, it's not relevant. And you can do the same thing with any other social media. Custom fields, you're going to leave it alone. And taxonomies, categories, and tags. This is where we are going to be dealing with the location, categories, and tags. So for location, I decided to go with the hierarchical, and I decided design it manually. So for the first one, my directory is in Puerto Rico, so I will have Puerto Rico. For the second one is the name of the city. Same thing with the category. I select the same one and do it manually. Category is the first one. Secondary category is the next one. If you need to add any other row, and you can do so here. If you have tags, you can do the same thing. I do not use the tags commonly, so I will leave that alone. Here you can decide whether or not you want to, for the listings to be published or draft. I will select draft, as I typically want to take a look at them before they're published. I want to make sure that they don't look bad or there are any mistakes. Then you want to continue to step 4. While we wait on, if you are importing this data to Wheel City, make sure that you go to the Wheel City documentation and grab the WP Auth import extension. It's super important because that is how you're going to be able to import the logo, the feature image, email, social media, and everything else. If you do not have that, then most of the data you're not going to be able to import it. Here on this step, you want to auto detect. Click on auto detect. It will produce a unique identifier. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit before it populates. Or click again, I guess. So here is the unique identifier. Then click continue. You do not have to deal with any of this. And here all you have to do is click on confirm and run. I will not confirm and run because, as you can tell, there is still some missing information on that data, and I'm not going to import incomplete data. But I want to show you some listings that I actually imported a few months ago, and for you to have an idea of how it would look like, what kind of data will be there and what kind of data might be missing. I didn't import the business hours, as it's really difficult for me to get on the business hours for every single business. If you decide to do so, there is a way. Again, it's in the Wheel City documentation as well. Here I'm opening. As you can tell, here is the banner image, the logo, business name, of course. There is no hours of operations, which should have been here. But everything else is there. I went back and I did the address manually on these ones. So now you might be wondering, okay, so now that I imported all of these listings, now what? How is this useful to me? What I typically do is I will outreach, call, email, phone calls, or through social media, call messages. I will email these business owners or try to get in contact with them and sell them on the idea that they don't have to create a listings from scratch. They don't have to spend minutes, maybe even hours creating something on my website. It's already created for them. All they have to do is go, claim it, and update the information to reflect whatever they got going on. I think that's an easier way for those of you that might be struggling in getting businesses to list in your site. Number one. Number two, those that might be starting out and you have a blank website with no listings, maybe something to consider, just to start adding some content to your website and start attracting new clients. With that being said, this concludes my presentation about how to scrape data from TexAu and import it to your Weir City website. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, concerns, please make sure that you leave them in the comment. If you're seeing this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe and like this. Share it with anybody that might be interested in this topic. Hopefully I can help as many people as possible with this. Alright. Thank you for watching.